See about the early atmosphere, right? When you see about the early atmosphere was how much old? The early atmosphere was 4.6 billion years, right? That's the thing we have to also master, right? It was 4.6 billion years, right? Understood? This is the thing, right? Now, at the start of that Earth, right, it was a hot ball of molten rocks with volcanoes will be it was erupting, right? Volcanoes was erupting, right? Merciless, right? Volcanoes was brewing, right? It. And what are the gases which was there? The early gases was carbon dioxide, huge amount of carbon dioxide, water vapor, nitrogen, right? Isn't it? And there were some traces of what? Traces of methane and ammonia, right? So these are the five gases which was there. Mainly you had got carbon dioxide, water vapor, and ammonia, right? Sorry, nitrogen, my bad. And we have got traces of what? Traces of methane and ammonia, right? Isn't it? Now, next important bit we have to know that when we see that in any reaction, right? Any reaction, we are sorry, any chemical reaction, right? The substances they react, right, and get used up, right? So we have also to understand that from the early atmosphere, right? From the early atmosphere, we are seeing what over here? That carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide has dropped down significantly, right? Significantly, less than 1% also now carbon dioxide, right? Water vapor has also dropped down significantly, right? Indeed. But on the other hand, nitrogen is constant, right? This is constant, almost. And methane is not there, ammonia is not there. We have to find out the causes that why carbon dioxide is less than 1%, why H2O is also dropped down. We see that approximately 3.4 billion years ago, right? What happens? We are investigating that why carbon dioxide has come down. Carbon dioxide has come down heavily because 3.4 billion years ago, the first bacteria which was photosynthesizing was there. Around that time, algae start to flourish. This also did photosynthesis, where carbon dioxide plus water gives you glucose plus H2O, and sorry, oxygen, right? And this reaction occurs, right? Isn't it? And we are seeing that C6H12O6, right? Plus oxygen, right? So we're getting this reaction over here, right? Isn't it? That the glucose was given out and oxygen was given out, right? Isn't it? So oxygen level increased. There was no oxygen earlier. Now, guys, can you tell me that where did H2O go? Go to the Zoom chat and tell me what was the reason from which the H2O levels, the H2O gaseous levels in the atmosphere dropped down. See, we started with the session of carbon dioxide, water vapor, and high amount of nitrogen in the early atmosphere gases, and ammonia and methane was traces. Can you tell me, guys, that how did water vapor decreased? How did water vapor decreased? Fastest finger is Nithila. Wonderful, wonderful. Hanshika is the next fastest finger. Wonderful, guys. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Anybody else? See, there are two processes. Let me wait for the others, right? Kritik, right? Wonderful. Amazing, amazing. Can you tell me one point you said? Can you say the second point? That how did the water
So
sorry,
I said
okay.
my answer.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kailash, right? Thank you so much, Kailash. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Very good, very good. Yes. They condense the water vapor condense to form the oceans, right? Now, second part. Now, in the early atmosphere, there was no oceans, right? There was no oceans, right? There was no oceans at the early atmosphere, right? Isn't it? Who has written next? Okay, Ishani. Thank you so much, Ishani. Yes, yes, Ishani. Perfect. My second follow-up question. There was no oceans, right? Everybody wrote that water vapor condensed and forms rains, and huge rains and oceans were created. Can you tell me that how the what the second particular way by which oceans were created? But the second process by which oceans were created, right? Nithila is the fastest finger. Wonderful, Nithila. Jackie is the next fastest finger. Very good. Ishan is the next fastest finger. What about the boys? What are the boys? Where are you? I see comments, right? I see comments, right? The earth was bombarded with icy comets, right? Icy comets. Yeah, rain we already discussed, right? That water vapor decreased because of rain, right? Condensed from rain. What is the second method by which the oceans were formed? Icy comets. You can open up this book quickly. This is page number 194. Mark this important, right? Over here, yeah, icy comets, right? Hmm. So first is the rain and the icy comets, right? Fine. Now, can this part is very important, right? You know what? That in the early atmosphere we saw methane was there, right? And we saw ammonia was there, right? That also is not there now, right? We'll be investigating that the methane and the ammonia, right? That also converted to what? The methane converted to nitrogen, right? This part you can go on your own, right? This coal, crude oil, and all. See this. Where is methane? Methane will be oxidized to give you carbon dioxide and water vapor. No methane is there, right? Ammonia, ammonia converted to nitrogen, right? Isn't it? So this was the early atmosphere, right? Please open your book to this page now, 198. My prediction. How does IR rays will absorbed? Please try to open your book. My prediction. E to the power infinity. 100%. 100%. Page number 198. Open it, please. Please open it and mention over here. Now, we know that there are three greenhouse gases which are there, right? Greenhouse gases helps us to keep our earth warmer, right? It keeps our earth warmer, right? Let me shoot it in a different video, right?